If I die today, it won't be so bad. I can't escape all the nightmares I've had. All of my angry and all of my sad, gone in the blink of an eye. I've seen the devil, I've shaken his hand. I've seen the evil that dwells in a man. For all of my wisdom I can't understand. Oh, mercy me, mercy mine. Better get to digging while my body's getting cold. I keep trying to fight it, so just promise when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. If I die today, it won't be so hard. Everything scares me, but never the dark. Stay acting brave, but I'm too faint of heart to pull out the thorn in my side. If I meet God, I'ma make him explain. Where was his help when I wanted to change? Is everything crazy or just in my brain? Oh, mercy me, mercy mine. Better get to digging while my body's getting cold. I keep trying to fight it, so just promise when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. Some things fade, some get saved. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Some things fade, some get saved. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Love and hate, hope and fate. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Some things are made just to take to the, take to the. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low.
What's up?
Oh, we're live?
We're live.
I can't tell because it didn't change on the stream yet.
We're
can't
live,
actually
my
see
friend.
I can't actually see what's happening until like 15 seconds. What's up, folks? Hello to everybody. Thank you for being with us on this lovely Saturday afternoon. Nick and I are both recovering physically from sickness,
the plague,
and exhaustion. So
Yeah.
you guys are going to have to give us energy to carry through. I'm
Yeah.
also broadcasting from the equivalent of a defunct dentist's office.
It is a little reverberating in there.
I know, guys. all my stuff is packed.
Amazing.
So now it's very reverberous in here. So
Let's
But
do
yes,
these
hello, everybody.
shout outs. Yeah.
yes, hello to Marlon, hello to Koi, hello to Hammy, hello to Wicked, hello to Wolf, hello Tasia, hey Tao, hey everybody, Bad Wolf. I guess I could just call you Chelsea, right? You're in there. I just like sometimes I feel weird calling people by their governments.
The government name.
Yeah, I don't want to put people on blast in case they're whatever. I think I have So funny story, Tao. I like I said, I'm moving, so I packed all my stuff, and like a lot of my clothes are packed. So now I have like, I think I have this, I think I have an 8 grave shirt and
Dude,
an 8 grave
8 graves
hoodie
on top
on.
of 8 graves.
I'm
Why are
wearing
you
this
wearing the
big
8 graves
hat.
hat then? And
I should
the
be. I should
lingerie?
be.
Or, no, no, we don't have lingerie.
Yeah, the 8 graves G-string.
Oh
That yeah.
my God.
So so yeah.
Eight
Eternal, hello
graves.
friend, how are you? So yeah, so thank you for being with us on this lovely Saturday. Apologize for Nick and I's scratchy voice
Oh
is
boy.
and our generally lackluster, struggling energy, but we're battling, dude. We're warriors.
Better than the Discord one though. Discord one I was barely present. So
No, you were like floating in and out of
oh my
space.
gosh, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you were not. I was reeling you back to earth.
Yes, appreciate
Um,
it.
no, hey, look, I need it too. I'm surviving on coffee, and my throat is gonna be so jacked up from all the
Mm.
caffeine I'm drinking, but that's okay. Because that's a thing that happens to me. Because of course it does. But yes, thank you for being with us. We're happy you are all here. We love you for being here. Um, oh, did I put ads on this? I put ads on this thing, so there's gonna be ads popping up all over the place because I'm an idiot. So that's my fault. I promise
Oh,
I won't do that again.
oh man.
You can skip them, and I promise that that was an accident, and I'm not a greedy weirdo. But anyway,
Wait,
that's
real
okay
quick
with me.
though. How is the
Yeah.
audio and video quality? I think the last time we had like potato bitrate, and I was wondering. I want to make sure that the settings are good now. If anyone can confirm
Pot-
that.
Potato bitrate is crazy
Yeah, I had
description.
potato bitrate for sure.
We did a
But yeah,
bunch of Nick did a bunch of studying to make sure that we weren't chopped cheese for this
yeah,
um,
yeah,
for
yeah.
this one. So hopefully it's not crazy.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, let us know if it's better than usual. But yeah,
Good.
we are here today. Thank you, Eternal. We are here today to discuss the release of Your Future,
Your future.
our new song. And it's awesome to be back on a release schedule because now we regularly get to catch up with you guys. Potato Bitrate is a good band name. We regularly get to catch up with you guys, and we have scheduled stuff. It's like one of those situations because I have to do adult things a lot of the times, where I'm always like, yeah, I'll like sneak in some extra streams, and I'll hop on here and there, and then life gets on top of me, and I'm like, I just can't or don't or am tired. So I like when we're on this schedule, and at least I know every couple of weeks I'm going to see you guys and chat with you, and I always look forward to it. So thank you for carving out some time to spend with us. I'm sure you guys are all busy and have lives and adult things to attend to as well. So we appreciate you carving time out to hang. So thank you again. You guys rule. So yeah, your future's out. Hopefully you've already given it a listen. Hopefully you have added it to some playlists. Hopefully you've sent it to your friend who's on their phone too much. And hopefully you're enjoying it. So as usual in these streams, it's really, Chelsea, it's really bad. I am very like, I'm going through a phase right now where because of the move and because I tattoo for, my day job, so to speak. I'm moving and there's like a ton of people who are like, could you like please like get me in before you go? And like, is there any way you could squeeze me in? And I've just said yes to 1,000 people because I can't say no to anybody. And I'm like
Jeez, man.
working like 10 a.m. to like 10 p.m. every day of my life. And then I come home and I have to pack. And then I sleep for 4 hours and then I do it again. So it's been a mess. But anyway, adulting is definitely getting on top of me. So as usual in these streams, you're welcome to ask questions if you have anything you want to talk about the song. You're welcome to ask questions if you have anything that you just want to ask us in general. Other than that, we'll just be doing the not potato bitrate stream apparently. How did you put that there?
I added a text source.
Cool. Is it bad that I don't know how to do that?
No, not bad. It's fine.
Should I be embarrassed?
No,
Um,
it's
I don't
fine.
know how to do anything. So yeah. But anyway, it's funny to talk about a song like Your Future when we're in a internet social media chat.
It is.
Akramos, thank you. And thank you for doing translations for us. That's really cool. And also, I like your Hollow Knight AVI. Appreciate that. That's one of my favorite games. Um, it's kind of funny to be talking about this song. Marlon, thanks for stopping by, brother. And let's see. Oh, Savage. Hello, friend. Well, hey, listen to us again, maybe, if you get around to it. You should, every once in a while, it's hit the play button, dude. It's funny to be talking about this song on the internet, but I will say, as much as I rip on some phone stuff and some internet stuff, I think there are obviously positive uses. And I think you get out of some of this stuff, what you put in. And I think for us, because we have such a cool community that we've built and like everybody's so nice, I always spend, every time I spend time in our Discord or during our events, I never feel the same way that I feel if I spend 70 seconds on Twitter or in the comments section of a political Instagram reel. So,
Yeah, man.
thank you guys for being awesome. And thank you for giving me a safe place on the internet that I do not hate being. Yep. Hello, friend. How are you? And Wicked, I hope I don't stutter too much. I know I stutter a little bit because I get ahead of myself with what I want to say, especially now that I'm on my third coffee for the day. But yeah, like I said, feel free to pop in some questions. Otherwise, Nick and I are just gonna yap.
Yeah,
This song.
ready to yap, dude. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of tie in the lyric, all my friends are on a screen, right? Like, you were just talking about it. The internet is a dark, vapid void, and Discord is a safe space for you and many others. And I feel like it's nice to have. I mean, what it's really emulating, right, is a community, not just everyone having their own soapbox, so to speak. So it's cool,
Sorry about the ads again, guys. That's my bad.
Oh man,
I must have not done that when I did the thing. I wonder if I could turn it off. But yeah, Nick, exactly that. Like I was thinking about it a lot, and for you guys that don't know, Nick will tell you. When I was Chelsea, kind of the same. When I was a little younger, I was much more of a wild child, and I spent like a lot of time out and about. I was definitely like out with friends a lot and hanging. And as you get like a little older and your priorities change and you're not like running around partying and drinking and whatever else, which is what I spent my time doing.
Yep.
I kind of lost a lot of my friends, and then my friends that weren't going those things, like with Nick. Like Nick, you moved down to Tennessee. I'm happy that I'll be joining you shortly.
Yeah, man.
And so I have kind of leaned into hanging with people kind of on my computer, and I spend a lot of time in this room. I feel like when I leave, when I move in a week and a half, there's going to be like the ghost of me reverberating in this room because I spend so much time in here hanging. But yeah, Chelsea, you kind of said it too. My friends do live on a screen. It's kind of how I have felt. And while it's comforting knowing that like when I move, I'm going to be able to take my friends with me, like you guys are with me everywhere I go, which is always great. But there's a comfort there, but there's also a little bit of a longing where it's like, hey, sure would be cool to like do stuff, like go places. So, that's also, the next line that we're swimming oceans on my TV. It's like, I'll spend time on YouTube, like watching videos of like places I would want to go or things I would want to see. I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. Instead of, going there. Yep. Thank you for the congratulations on my move. I appreciate it. I will be more accepting of those congratulations when it's done. But I appreciate it. Boy, we have kind of the same thing in our community, right? Like people are from all over the world, which is why it's like even when we plan events and we try to pick what time we're going to do it. Like I know, like Hammy, for instance, it's like other side of the world, you know, the time difference. And people will tell me they're like hanging out with me while I'm streaming and stuff, and they're like, "Well, it's 4:30 in the morning, so I should probably go to bed." Like,
Yeah.
dude, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I always appreciate it, but yeah, it's interesting. It connects us. Yeah, yeah. Take us to Germany. There we go.
Germany would be
Um,
sick.
yeah, Germany is fun. I know, Hammy, you're always up in like ungodly hours hanging out with me while I'm streaming and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of where the song kind of came from, is just this feeling of my personal transition and like my own part of my life where I'm kind of moving from being somebody who's out and about and surrounded by people a lot and kind of becoming a little bit more introverted and isolated. Some of it by choice, some of it not so much, right? Like there was people that I couldn't bring with me into this phase of my life because they just weren't ready or willing to come with me here yet. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you guys, no matter how old you are, have experienced that, where you just kind of have to leave some people behind as you kind of move forward into the next phase of your life. Whether that be going to college or, moving to another place, town, country, whatever. Nico, thanks for hopping in. Good to see you.
Yeah, and Brent, I mean, I know the verses and like the pre-chorus kind of transitions into the messaging of the chorus itself, but can you actually break down, because I have my own notion of what you're talking
Mhm.
about, but the dichotomy of being ahead of the times and also falling behind, pretending everything is fine, but knowing that we're all
Yeah.
gonna die, or feeling like we're all gonna die.
I
Touch
I
on
think
that.
I think that's like, again, sometimes we talked about this in the last maybe in the commentary video for No Prisoners, but a lot of times when I'm talking, I in a song I like kind of switch who's speaking.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, sometimes I do like a call and response from like somebody to me and back and forth. It's I think the chorus kind of talks really about the more broad cultural kind of industrial aspect of this whole thing. Right? The verses I'm really talking about my own experience, and then I think the chorus I'm talking a little bit more about this universal big picture where there's these people, these really evil, like monstrous, disgusting people, um, like Sam Altman or Alex Karp or Peter Thiel,
Yeah.
these AI tech, Elon Musk, these technological like Elon types that are these ideologues that have this vision of a future that like we're going to be ahead of the times and we're going to be, we're going to be this forward thinking, progressive, technologically progressive society. And they keep telling us that we're making so much progress, and then everybody who I talk to and everybody who I have a personal relationship feels this flaw in it,
Yeah,
right?
it
Like
doesn't it
nobody
doesn't feel
feels.
like the dawn of a new era that
No,
it's being sold as.
exactly. Like they're telling us, like, look at this cutting edge technology, and I'm like, it's just kind of a social media website that can make my cat look like a lawyer. It's not like this isn't this isn't Back to the Future hoverboards or like flying cars. This is like,
Yeah, it's not the light bulb.
what do I look like as a Simpsons character? This is like, and to tell me that you're like, oh, there might not be drinking water, so that I can make myself look like a Simpsons character, is like, okay, are we ahead of the times? Or are we falling behind, right? And then no, this is good, this is normal, everything's fine, this is how it's supposed to go, this is a natural progression of things, this is capitalism, this is progress. And then it's like, oh, but we won't have drinking water. Or like all the people in Memphis who are like, oh, I can no longer, I live outside the Grok super data center and I can't breathe the air anymore. So they keep telling us it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And Chelsea, that's it. Joyless cash grab is exactly it. Nobody
Yeah.
wants this stuff. Nobody's connected to this stuff. But they keep telling us this is progress. They keep telling us it's fine. But like when we look around, it's like everybody is sad. Everybody is disconnected. Everybody is like fearful for their ability to have food, water, safety. So, either we just are all collectively stupid, right? Either we're blind or it's all just a lie, right? Like either we're all collectively stupid and none of us are smart enough to get it because those guys are just, so much more brilliant than all of us, or they're lying to enrich themselves. And I happen to feel pretty strongly about it being the latter of the two. Bavarian, thanks for coming to the live stream. I'm happy you made it. And the merch store, we're working on transitioning. Nick and I hit another pitfall 2 weeks ago in our like 42nd attempt to get the merch store up. So I think we're going to be transitioning to like print to order stuff, and we're going to get that up. I promise by the time we're halfway through this record, it will be up. I promise you.
Yeah, and real quick too, I think we might do some giveaways of stuff that we have, at some point.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so because we have stuff in our possession now, we can do that manually ourselves.
Yeah, we have to move through a lot of stuff, so we're going to be trying to give some stuff away and send it and everything else. And that's so you're on an island. 80% of the population is above 60. Well, I wonder where tell me where you live. I'm interested. If you don't mind. But yeah, so for us, it's just interesting to watch like the average human experience get more sad, more isolated, right? Like we have the high in the States, at least. I know there's a lot of people from other places, but in the States particularly, we have the highest rate of suicide that we've ever had. If anybody didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, new record. Haha, we're number one.
Crazy.
It's really bad, right? So, Guernsey, I don't even know where that is. I have to look that up. I'm an American. We don't know anything
Geography
outside of our borders. Yeah, it's like we barely know where our own things in our own country are. But yeah, it's just to watch this human experience be so lacking, and to have all these people in positions of power telling us like, no, this is great, isn't everything cool, is just so sad and disconnected to me. And I have a hard time kind of dealing with it. It's not my favorite. So that's kind of what the song is about. And I touch on it, whether it's terms of AI and all that nonsense, and like this kind of warped reality that I think that gives people this whole AI psychosis stuff. And I talk about it in terms of social media, right? Like it's funny to me that like a doctor can tell you that like
might be losing Brent here.
I'm not here. Am I back?
Now you're back.
Okay, sorry guys. We got ads. We got my internet screwing up. It's interesting, like you can have a medical professional tell you that something is safe, right? You go to a doctor and they tell you like, yeah, your kid should get a vaccine, and then like some fucking guy can be like, no, it's not actually, and I have a YouTube channel, so you should believe me. It's weird. We're just getting very confused. Our reality is getting warped. Our sense of truth and our agreeable sense of reality is having trouble. Yeah. I tried to package that all into like this song in a way that is accessible and while also touching on my personal side of it. And I think you guys like apparently my internet doesn't work. We're batting 1,000 here. I have ads. We're doing it. I think a lot of this record, what you guys will notice, and a big theme of this is me trying to survive and be happy in this world where you have your own personal problems, and when you think about them in the grand scheme of things, they seem so like trivial. Nick, we talked about this. Like,
yep, yeah, man.
And so it's like you're touching on things that are your own life, and obviously, relationships, breakups, drama at work, drama at school, family stuff, like whatever your normal stuff is. And while you care about that a lot, and you have to care about that a lot because that stuff's important, for me, I look at it and I'm like, okay, but like there's kids being shot in Gaza while they wait for water. Like my problem doesn't matter and I shouldn't care about it. And it's like this weird this weird back and forth where you want to be like a good global citizen, you want to be aware of what's going on, you want to fight for positive change, you want to
But it's
listen
not
to
without
the
its
cries.
toll, it's not
Yeah.
without its toll
And
emotionally. And yeah.
yeah. And also like you have to recognize that even though those problems are more significant and bigger, your problems still matter and your stuff still, you still have to care
Yeah. I mean, we
about it.
also have to care about our community, man. We have to
Yeah.
care about the
Yeah.
people that live, within 2 square miles of each other at the very least,
Yeah.
depending on how densely populated in the area you live. But, that notion, just being a good neighbor, really, that's really what
Yeah.
it starts as.
You've really been on that, Nick, and I gotta say, like, in everything that I've been reading, because I'm reading a lot of my political foundational material, like kind of again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rereading Communist Manifesto, Fred Hampton reader, some Lenin, and there's a great Vladimir Lenin wrote a book called What Is to Be Done, and I think it's like one of the most interesting pieces that you
To
can
what
read about.
problem? What problem?
So he wrote basically what they were doing in the middle of the Bolshevik Revolution,
Okay. Right. Right.
right? Like
Okay.
what is the we're overthrowing the oligarchy, right?
Yeah.
And how are we doing this? Like in the moment, what's our like step by step plan, and
Okay.
what are we carrying out? Which I thought was interesting. So yeah, and Chelsea, mainstream critical thinking. You're right, but you always have to remember, and this is an important part of this song. People are not dumb or people are not lacking introspection because of their nature, right? Like we, especially if you're an American, we live in the most propagandized country in the history of the world. And there's billions of dollars spent to make sure that people don't use their brains. There's billions of dollars spent to make sure that books that teach you how to think differently are pulled out of schools. Right. And you always have to remember to hold people in very high regard, and institutions are what you have to be critical of. And I think that that's like an important thing.
Yeah.
And yep, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's striking this balance, right? Like you have to that's a really, really good point. You have to balance your own needs with the greater problems. That's kind of what Nick is speaking to about community. um you know when you build a support system around yourself and you feel ingratiated to the people around you, it's these small little micro pockets that you can kind of you can operate within that make like big differences. And I think our
Yep.
community is a really good example of it, right? um I've had so many good conversations with so many folks from our Discord and our social media stuff that say like, hey, finding your community was a lifesaver for me, right? It connected me to people that felt like I did, and it made me feel better. So
Yeah. It's amazing.
yeah, it's a really cool thing. So our community here, even though it is an internet community, I think it's an instance in which we're trying to use that community for good, and these
Yeah.
things can be used that way if they're not in the hands of complete monsters, which unfortunately most of our levers of power and tech are in the hands of people who are truly evil, bad people, unfortunately. But yeah, but you guys are cool, so we're good.
Well, I also wanted to segue into the next thing. You're able to elaborate so succinctly on these types of topics, but I feel like this topic is one of the bigger, all-encompassing ones right now. I mean, it touches on mental health, it touches on society, it touches on environmental impact, the future generations, all of those things. But then you also say finding my voice is an issue now. So I find that a bit of a dichotomy. And was that a poetic thing or literally?
No, so that line you take, and Wicked, we're happy for that. Thank you. And we're happy you're here, friend. That line you take with the next line, right? Finding my voice is an issue now, cutting through the noise when it gets so loud. I don't know why, because I've got so much to say.
Right.
That's the really important part about it, is everybody you go into a comment section, it's full of people who are loud and wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody has so much to say, but no one knows really like what the hell they're like talking about. And when I say your voice, right, like it's not just the ability to speak up, it's the ability to speak up through like your own personal lens and introspective kind of like reflective position, right?
Okay.
Like one thing about me is like I have really adapted to I think I spend so much time thinking about how I think and feel. Stupid ad. How do I skip this? Um, I've spent so much time thinking about how I feel and so much time refining what I think, um, that I'm very comfortable saying the things I say, even though I know it's going to upset some people. And I always feel like I try to say what I'm saying through a position of kind of kindness. Sometimes people don't deserve kindness, and then I get a little out of pocket. I'm not perfect.
Can I touch on
Um,
one thing real quick?
yeah,
When
yeah.
you said that what you say is going to, you say offend or hurt people, one and the
I
same.
think, well, just one same thing. Yeah. I think
Well,
sometimes,
but I think the distinction there is not that you're saying something uh, attacking or condescending or hateful. You're saying something that provokes critical thinking, and it's a challenging to the way that they think. So I think that's important that you're not malicious in that way. Although your trepidation obviously is warranted. You know, I understand that.
well, I mean, I live my life in a constant state of fear of hurting someone's feelings.
I
I
wasn't
like,
gonna say that, but I just wanted to say it another way. Yeah.
yeah, I don't love hurting people's feelings.
Hmm.
It's not my favorite thing.
Yeah. But you do a
Um,
great job of being able to articulate something that is thought provoking and challenges, you know, someone's, uh, I don't know, it makes them assess their
worldview.
principles and their worldview.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like a really good example of that is, and Chelsea, this is a good point. But again, Chelsea just says, you know, people get offended by the truth sometimes. Like, for instance,
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable speaking on behalf or trying to use my voice a little bit. I'm not an expert. I'm not a person who comes from this area of the world. So my voice is not as important as the voices of people who are from these areas of the world. Right? Like I can speak on the Palestine issue, right? My voice does not matter as much as someone who's from there, someone who's an expert on this topic. But I don't think I need to be an expert on the topic to think it's really sad that so many children have been killed. I don't think you have to be an expert on that.
Right.
But I understand if you're someone who's from Israel and you hear me say something like that, that you might take that, like Chelsea's saying, you might get offended by that because you're told your whole life those people are evil, they want to kill us. And in some cases, there are people there that are bad, you know, like there's bad people on all sides of all spectrums of all historical events throughout history.
Yeah.
But I know I don't have to be a political historical expert to understand that much loss of human life, especially it's uniquely tragic when it's babies. Um,
Yeah.
you know, like actual babies. I don't have to be an expert to think that that's bad. And when somebody gets upset with me for saying things like that, or, you know, a very common thing is, oh, well, then, you know, you must be anti Semitic if you don't agree with Israel. It's the same way that I just spoke about Americans, where I make a very important distinction between American people and American government decisions, American military operations. Our government, most of the time, especially here in America, does not represent us at all, right? There's that whole Princeton study where the likelihood of something becoming law and public opinion are completely
Oh,
not
inversely
proportional at
relation.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Related.
like, and the
Yeah.
only thing that does trend with the likelihood that a bill will come law is money from private interest, right?
Right.
Um,
Of course. Of course.
so like, you know, we are not represented by our government. We are not morally reflective of the things that people do. I am repulsed by most of the stuff that the American government does. Um, so I don't have any ill will towards somebody anywhere because their government is acting in a weird manner. So it's a tough topic to breach because people do have pride in where they're from. They have, Americans are. I was guilty of it too. We're old. So after 9/11, when George Bush was like, "We're going to get them in the Middle East," we were like, "Right on them," right? Like that happened in our backyard, dude. Um, I was in school at the time, and I could see like we saw the smoke. I was like 32 miles away from the towers when they were hit. So,
Yep.
um,
You can hear all the
and at
jets
that time,
circling around all day too.
yeah, dude. And then they're telling us like
Yeah.
everyone there wants to kill America, and you're like 17. You're like, like you don't know any better. And now I'm like, oh man, we did a lot of really horrible things because they were wrong and they lied. And then you learn the history, and you learn we installed Osama bin Laden. He says he never did. Like, there's just so much that goes on that you're like, wow, this obviously it's a tragedy and people suffer, but people suffer because of the decisions of governments that led to that. So yeah, it always gets like so much deeper. And again, going back to the song a little bit, that's why it's so cool that we have the internet to connect us. I think the opinions on things that happen around the world, specifically war, like in America specifically, war was so popular. And now that we see each other, we experience each other, we recognize we're just human beings who live inside different imaginary lines that people in power drew. And while I think that's why the folks in charge of the internet now, the people that are trying to change it, want so badly for it to be replaced with content that looks human that they can replace.
Yeah.
Because they're very scared that people are starting to connect. They're very scared that people are starting to recognize each other's humanity and appreciate each other for their beautiful cultures and their beautiful differences. And I see videos now of tribesmen in Africa that I would have never even known existed, and I watched a whole series of videos about their way of life and the beautiful jewelry that they make and their like dances that they do and the music that they make and the instruments that they make. And I'm like, these people are awesome, and I would never know that.
Right.
I'd never see them firsthand if it wasn't for the internet and the connection that we have in social media. So there's beautiful, great parts about it. And I think that people in power are really scared of that, and that's why they want so badly to turn your brains off
and take over platforms that disseminate this type of information to make sure you get information that they want you to see exactly when they want you to see it. Yep. And
not even leave the content on those platforms up to people. Create AI that look like people to tell you what they want you to hear.
Right. And if your brain is already mashed potatoes, you're not really going to be looking, one pixel beyond the facade,
It goes back to what Chelsea was saying about, how they're making money off the misinformation and how they're creating this lack of, there's already a lack of critical thinking. They can make it worse by feeding you short form content that just turns your brain into pudding. Right.
Yeah.
And they can give you chat GPT that can help, neutralize your executive function. They can, right. Like they give you tools that seem useful and convenient that turn your brain into oatmeal. So yeah, that's the political. Unfortunately, so much of this record has heavy kind of political leanings because of just the position that I find myself in the world. Going back to like the common thread throughout this whole record is going to be what's personal and what's big picture, and how those two kind of play off of each other. We have like a song on this record that's a pretty straightforward, like kind of lost love, kind of regretful song. And even that song has a fatality to it, like a give upness. And a lot of that comes from the same kind of aspect of like in the bigger picture of what's going on in the world. Is this problem really important? I just kind of give up, Yeah. And Hammy and Wicked, thank you. I know it's like not necessarily what people want to hear, but as always, Drax, what's good? For me, like, I always kind of try to be honest about what I'm thinking and feeling when we have these talks. Nick does a really good job of letting me just kind of run my mouth. And, I always try to speak what I was thinking and feeling kind of truthfully. And when people get upset with me for saying certain things or having certain positions, I always try to explain to them that I do try to do it respectfully and from a position of genuine like caring for people. So yeah, you know.
I do want to ask this though. You were saying like you try to expound upon like what you were thinking or how you're feeling during the songwriting process, but I mean, a year later, has the perspective shifted? Have you learned anything since this particular song? Or is it, you know, still going on in the same manner?
It's got what's really interesting so far with these two songs, right? With No Prisoners and now this song, it's gotten worse.
Oh,
Right? like I was writing No Prisoners about like kind of like ICE
yeah.
and like how some of the brutality that we've sowed worldwide has like kind of come home to roost, and you know how we've talked at great lengths. There's the commentary video, like that got worse
Mm-hmm.
since I made this song, you know? And I feel like the AI stuff has kind of gotten worse too. I think it's coming to a head right now. I think you're going to see a lot of that stuff collapsing, right? Like their investors are pulling, they're canceled over half the data centers that were supposed to be built in 2026.
Right.
Wicked for real. We dropped No Prisoners and then we started a war the next effing day. And Hammy, that's a good point too. I think it's important. We say all art is political, and it is. Like, there's plenty of music you could listen to if you don't want to hear me yap about the way that I think and feel. And it's interesting when I made Bury Me Low, and it was about me being very honest about me trying to resist killing myself. Everyone was very comfortable with me exposing that truth and talking about that portion of myself that was very difficult to talk about. And then when I want to talk about other parts of myself, my humanity, my love for people, my empathy, like how my heart aches for watching the suffering in the world that just flatly, plainly does not need to exist if we weren't led by the absolute least among us. People don't want me to talk about that.
Are you finding that people aren't wanting you to talk about it? Like, is it?
I don't know if it's a self-imposed thing or if it's or Nick, if it's a you know how like you could play a show and 100 people could tell you rocked, and then like one person could be like, you're kind of ass, and you know what you're gonna think about when you lay in bed at night?
Yeah.
The person that told you were ass.
Right.
I feel like because if I get one person that tells me like shut up and don't talk about that, or I had like
it stays with you.
Yeah, I had some weirdo in our comment section that just like went through like every video on YouTube and wrote like Trump 2028 or something, and I was like, okay, I guess.
Thanks for the algorithmic push, buddy.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay.
And also genuinely do not care. But it's funny how I don't remember the other 80 like nice comments that I answered. I remember that one though.
Right. You remember how you felt rather than like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, at this point, dude, I feel bad. I feel bad for people.
In what way? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I feel bad for people that are still that lost in the sauce, who don't recognize that like these people that they trust are like abused. It's like watching a friend in an abusive relationship at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa, this person is stealing everything from you. And you just are so bought in that you just can't.
Yeah.
You can't figure it out. And it's not, I don't want to limit it to just, our current president. There's people all over our government that are just absolute grifters. And it's like really sad because, people put their trust in our systems and folks and eternally, yeah, it's free engagement for sure. But I do genuinely care about those people. I say it all the time. Even if people hate me for thinking the way I think and feeling the way I think and fighting for them, I will always continue to do it. AOC said a while ago, she was like, even if like a Republican voter hates me, I still will fight for them to get health care. And I feel this like, obviously I'm not doing as much for the cause as she is, right? Like, holy, the slings and arrows that that young woman takes. Um, I'm using our little community, our little platform to make as much impact and create as much positive change, or what I view as positive change, as humanly possible. But like, I don't do anything near what that young woman does. She's a true, selfless, heroic kind of person who I think genuinely puts her life in danger to advocate for people that.
Yeah, but she's an
actively
inspiration to
hate
you.
her.
You know, she's an
Yeah, dude,
inspiration to you. Yeah.
she is a rock star. And again, you don't agree with 100% of her positions. I don't agree with 100% of anybody's positions on this planet. I'm a
Right.
unique person. And Eternal, you're not wrong. There is definitely some spam bots, and it's hard to tell who's who. And yep, I love that quote a lot, and I think of it often. I will I will die for your right to disagree with me. I genuinely feel that. And in the same way that like I will fight for folks on quote unquote my team, right? Like I will fight for healthcare rights for trans people because the laws of the land demand that you have the right to have healthcare, right? I will fight for women's rights to healthcare and family planning services because in my estimation, it's an overall encroachment upon your right to privacy and yada yada for the government to be involved in your medical decisions. That's my interpretation of the Constitution. Again, I'm not an expert, but at the end of the day, even if if I'm not an expert, I do understand when I see a person suffering, and if there's ways that we can alleviate that suffering, that's all that matters to me. Because as a person that told myself for a long time that I hate people, and I hated being, dude, I love people, dude.
Yeah, you miss people. You know, that's what this song is about. You know,
I love
you miss
me
people and
some
experiences,
people.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I love
Yep.
me some people, man. I love
Yep.
me some people.
I do
real.
too. I do too. I used to think I didn't. You know, I used to
I
think
got
I
like
didn't at all.
teary-eyed saying that, dude. I got
Yeah.
teary-eyed saying that. No,
Well,
we
it
were
feels
both
good
on
though
that.
because you come back to like the natural human form of, you know, yourself and the relationship with the universe. I mean, we all are doing this weird thing called consciousness and living together, you know?
Yeah,
And I
dude.
feel like there's so much shit happening that distracts you from that simple notion. And I feel like it's uncomfortable to get back to that, you know, whittled down to just that simple thing. Like there's nature, there's you, and there's other people. And that's really all it is. Everything else is constructed in a way to distract from that. I mean, we have quality of life improvements over the, you know, existence of, human innovation and whatnot. But yeah, that's all it is, you know, and I hate to be reductive, but that is all that it is. And, you know, it's
No, I
fucking
don't think it's
cosmic,
reductive.
man. It's
I don't think
cosmic.
it's reductive at all, dude. I think like
Yeah.
and I think Marshall's our rip at our label guys, but Marshall talks about it a lot when he listens to our songs. He says there's always like this aspect of hope. And Nick, I think like what you just said is really important because
Yeah.
ultimately at the center of any pained message that I send in a song,
It ekes
there's
out somehow.
there's
Yeah.
always because I realize that so much of the reason I feel a lot of pain about the way that things go is because I really genuinely love people,
And you care.
you know,
Yeah.
and I hate to see them suffering no matter where they are, or especially in ways that are just like so unnecessary, like completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
And that there's a lot of different reasons that I can go into that I won't, but maybe we'll have that if we are doing our podcasty kind of thing, but which we're thinking about doing, guys. But yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to some questions. Drax, internet culture is definitely overall kind of negative, but I think if you can find your community and you can video gaming kids or gamers are I don't know who hurt them, but you're right, any video gaming stuff is like really pretty rough sometimes. We're lucky our little corner of the internet, we keep we keep our side of the road pretty tidy, but like I know what you're saying. Most videos you're gonna see just bashing all the time from everything. Ninja, I didn't even know that Doki Doki was on Google Play. I never played that. I think Arlene might have played that. I have to check. But I think that's the one that starts off like
Doki
it's
Doki
like
Literature
you're reading-
Club.
Yeah, isn't it like you're normal like it's like, oh, you're reading a book and then it's like super like
It gets real weird.
left turn dark out of nowhere.
Yeah, like Japanese
I-
horror suddenly.
Yeah, I have to think about it's like Other or something. I have to anime Other, by the way. If none of you have ever watched it, watch it. It's real good. Yeah, and Vesper, you've had a couple bangers in chat today. But yes, being against something instead of making something else better is very posh right now. And we're not against things that we should be against, and we bash things that like don't matter. And so many people come to me, what do you think about this? And I'm like, I don't have a strong opinion about that because I don't care.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, and yep, I used to think I was a misanthrope too. And I think like as I got a little more comfortable in my own space and I kind of found my team and I found my lane, I started to kind of be able to be open a little bit more to people. I think we all get there in time if we work hard enough. And I'm not going to say it's like easy, but because it's not, to put some of the stuff away and to, work your way through a lot of it is not always easy, but you can really get there. And Drax, that's exactly it, dude. Right? When you're an adult, right? Like I play League, which is the most toxic, and people be like, "What the new champion came out yesterday. You don't know how to play them yet?" I'm like, "No, because I went to work today. Sorry." But yeah, I will check out Doki Doki at some point. Maybe that's something I'll have to stream in the future if you guys want to see me play it. I know it's a little creepy, eepy, sleepy. I just needed a rhyme. Okay. We are coming up at the end of the hour. So if you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll knock them out before we hit the 2:00 mark. I have to eat something. And then remember, I'll be on Twitch streaming at 3:00 my time. So an hour from now. I'm just going to take some time to eat. I think today we're going to finish Deltarune.
Nice.
Because I think we're in the last chapter, and I think I beat the hard boss already, but I think we're nearing the end, if not at the end. So we'll beat that, and then we'll see how much juice I have because I slept for 45 minutes last night. Otherwise, we'll have to find another game to play. I started this kind of Zelda-ish game called Tomb Water that I beat, but we could always start a new file on that. Maybe we'll figure it out. I could play some Hades. Just because that's easy to spam while we chat. And yes, I play League of Legends. I wish I didn't. Not because I hate the game. I love the game, but I've just spent way more time playing that video game than any human being should spend. Hammy, I think that's a really nice little message there, Hammy. Everybody has feelings on both ends of the spectrum, whether it's love and hate, whether it's happy and sad. I think we just have to find our balance. And I think we have to recognize that we find that balance in ourselves. But even within ourselves, we're going to be able to get it only so close to even. And then we have to surround ourselves with people that nudge it the rest of the way.
I will say something in that regard, though, and something I've been doing for a while now, and that is to be radically kind.
Yeah, dude.
Like, someone could easily react to you being an absolute dick to them or being inconsiderate to them, right? Mm-hmm. It's a very easy thing for people to latch onto and respond to. But I don't know. I would just say try it on for size. Be radically kind when you go out into the world. And see how that finds its way back to you eventually. And in the smallest way is striking up a conversation. The other day I was coming out of a grocery store, and as you observe the world, you notice things, right? And if you have a kind thought, I always force myself to express it. And a woman was wearing really cool sunglasses, kind of like the ones we're wearing right now, actually. And I was like, hey, I just want you to know.
Mine are really cool too.
I want you to know that I really love your sunglasses. And she literally stopped in her tracks and looked at me and was elated that I said that to her. And it's like, I made my day by making her day,
Yeah, dude.
And just stupid shit like that. And if you've been doing that, then you're on a good wave. But it's just something that I've been doing, just again, being a good neighbor, just saying hi, engaging, being nice. And I think those things really go a long way. And what better way to create a contrast to what everyone buries their face in all the time, these stupid things. And, forming an opinion about how the world is based on what a phone is drip feeding them versus you being contrary to that experience and being positive.
Yeah,
so that's how
and
I
it's
think.
it's like Eternal said earlier. So much of that stuff on the internet's not even people anymore, which is a whole nother
That
conversation,
too.
right?
Yeah, too.
So you're right. You behave, and I gotta say, guys, Nick is on that for real. He's not just talking about that. He's on that for real. He's out here doing it. He's trying to connect to people in his community. He's on his community Facebook message board. He's doing it all. He's like connected to folks out there. And yeah, dude, you're right. And I think in some degree that's what we do here. And we can carry that out into our real world situations as well.
Yeah.
Knock out some of these questions real quick.
Cool.
Hammy, I said your future instead of our, because I think that I operate from a position where I'm very aware of the things I'm talking about in the song, and because of that, I'm able to avoid them. We all share the same future, but I think in the song I'm speaking in more of like a cautionary tone. I have never used like Chat GPT once. I don't interact on social media with people the way that a lot of folks do. I've kind of resisted and trained myself off of a lot of like the habits that I kind of talk about. I'm also a very like people person kind of person. I very much like spend my time trying to connect with people and bring the connections that I make throughout my everyday life, like into the real world, so to speak. So I think I excluded myself from it because I'm already aware of it. I think I'm trying to speak to a lot of people who I can't tell you how many people I talk to that just don't know about the bad parts, like don't know that AI uses like an insane amount of drink. They just don't know how much water it uses. They don't know that it's like a problem. They don't know about what's the people in Memphis have experienced in West Memphis, or the people, I always forget the name of the town in Oregon where they've been living next to a data center for a few years now, and now there's like a 300% increase in miscarriage rates and rare forms and clusters of cancer. Right, like I'm very like aware of these things, so I think that's probably why I kind of excluded myself from the your and our a little bit. What else did I miss? Yeah, Drax, we're like at the end, so you're gonna watch. Like, if you come to watch, you're gonna like see the actual ending. And hey, Alex, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Doesn't matter that you're a little late. We appreciate you being here. And I think that's most of our questions, guys. If anybody has any more, fire it off. Otherwise, like I said, we're gonna dip. Nick is probably gonna take a little nap. Or actually, you said you're feeling better today, huh?
I am feeling better, but I'm gonna eat some lunch and then consider taking a nap. But I do need to clean my house, so
No,
can do
Nick's
that at
gonna
some
clean his
point.
house.
Yeah.
And then, and Wicked, don't worry, those data centers are going to take care of themselves one way or another. I have a strong belief that people are not going to let those things just grow in their backyard like giant malignant tumors. And yeah, I will be on Twitch in 56-ish minutes. And playing the end of Deltarune with you guys, and then seeing how we do, how much time it takes. Maybe we'll move into something else too. But as always, I want to say thank you to everybody for carving time out to spend with us. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your energy. We appreciate your support. And it really does mean a lot to us. I'm so happy that every time we do one of these, we are seeing a couple people back that we haven't seen before. In the last couple, that we haven't seen in a while. So it's good to be able to catch up with you guys. It's good to be able to chat, and it's always really awesome spending time with you guys. There will be more content. Like after I move, Nick and I have been talking about a lot of stuff that we want to kind of start doing a little bit more of. Like we said before, we're talking about maybe doing a weekly podcast. It'll be for us and on the channel, and we're going to talk about issues that we discussed in the song, and then maybe stuff that you guys want to hear us talk about. If there's a topic you'd like us to dive into, because we always care about what you guys want to hear us speak on and discuss. And no, it's a pleasure, Vesper. So we enjoy them too. You guys are always welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Keep listening to your future. Keep listening to No Prisoners. And again, there's 10 more songs on this record, so you have a lot of stuff going on. And Drax, I'm moving in like 10 days. So the move is underway that we're packed, but we're not there yet. So as soon as I'm there, you will know. And as soon as I have a work situation dialed in, I will let you know about that as well. So that's it, guys. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. You guys are the best. And I'll see you in an hour on Twitch if you're available. And if not, we'll see you for the next couple. We have a commentary video that we have to shoot. We have a bunch of stuff going on. So, we'll get another long form dip into your future stuff, and then we'll keep going from there. You guys are all welcome. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, guys. And let me get some F's in chat. Let me get some F's in chat.
Nick gets zaps. Nick gets zaps. Nick gets.
If I die today, it won't be so bad. I can't escape all the nightmares I've had. All of my angry and all of my sad, gone in the blink of an eye. I've seen the devil, I've shaken his hand. I've seen the evil that dwells in a man. For all of my wisdom I can't understand. Oh, mercy me, mercy mine. Better get to digging while my body's getting cold. I keep trying to fight it, so just promise when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. So hard, everything scares me, but never the dark. Stay acting brave, but I'm too faint of heart to pull out the thorn in my side. If I meet God, I'ma make him explain. Where was his help when I wanted to change? Is everything crazy or just in my brain? Oh, mercy me, mercy mine. Better get to digging while my body's getting cold. I keep trying to fight it, so just promise when I go, you'll bury me low. Bury me low. Bury me low. Just promise me that when I go, you'll bury me low. Some things fade, some get saved. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Some things fade, some get saved. Some things are made just to take to the grave. Love and hate, hope and faith. things are made just to take to the grave. Some things are made just to take to the grave.